Hi everyone. Okay, I'm on a roll, so since I have all my camera stuff already set up, I figured I would make this second video that I had been asked to make. This is a layout that I did some time ago, a couple years ago, for a class. And Lynn, a very nice lady who follows me on my YouTube channel, as well as honestly people throughout the years, have asked me, how do I do my page, how do I cut my page protectors? How do I go about making a decision as to how to cut my page protectors? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I cut my page protectors, and hopefully this will kind of give you an idea. It's really not that difficult, but you do kind of need to make some decisions beforehand. And the truth of the matter is this, it's not that big of a deal if you just wind up having to cut a different page protector. I'm going to show you a couple of pages that I have cut page protectors, and then I'm going to do one or two of them with you. All right. So on this one, I cut the page protector right here so that this right here could slide in and out, okay, which is my journaling. So it's already in the page protector, okay, but I want people to have access to my journaling, okay, which tucks behind the pocket. Now on here, it's a little different. This one, I've actually cut the page protector 6 times because I made this a pocket up here for all of these, okay? And then there's a picture on the back of each of them. And this was a layout that I did with my class years ago, and it was sewing was the technique. But on top of that, not only are there 3 pockets, but there are 3 fold-outs, okay? And this is probably the one that I want to explain the most to you, and that is this. Okay, follow me here. All right. So what happens is, this is pretty straightforward, and I'm going to do one of those with you, okay? This is pretty straightforward, how you cut it and then you slide it in. This is a little different. Once you have done your page, you've done everything, okay? Obviously, what's going to happen is you're going to put down and you're going to glue down all of the design elements except these. Okay, now this would not matter because this is a tag anyway, and you wouldn't glue that down before you put it, you know, you would never glue that down. But this is a little different. Okay, so here's what you do. If you're going to be making a flip thing like this, right? What you're going to do is you're not going to add any glue or anything like that, and you're not going to glue this down. So you're going to make this guy, you know, design it exactly like you see it, but you're not going to add any glue or anything to it until the very, very end. So what you do is, the fact that I want this one to flip up, okay, means that I need to cut the page protector where the fold is, so that I can take this, slide it in here where the cut is, and stick it down. Now the way I handle this is, once I've cut the page protector, I'm ready to slide this in. I take my tape runner, I put my tape runner on the back of this, I keep it out, okay, as far away from the page as possible, and then I slide it in, and once I have it in its position, then I stick it, okay? And I'll be a little more clear here in a minute when I show it to you, okay? So that's a good example of when you would do that. Now in this one that I did, sometimes I just have it on the outside. So this is not, I didn't cut the page protector for this. This is a magnet, okay? And I wanted it like that because I wanted this to work like this, all right? So I have a magnet on the inside, and I have a magnet on the back of the, you know, this right here, hiding back here, okay? So that's on the outside. But this is a little different. this side is pockets. So I had to cut all of these pockets the same way. And I'm going to show you that in just a second because here I am now. All right. So I did these pages, and still to this date, if you can believe it, I taught this page a couple of years ago and I still have not cut my page protectors for them. Very typical of me. So this is what I'm going to do. All right. I will determine where I need the page cut. Okay. And once I've determined where I need the page cut, this is what I do. So I take just a little plastic, guy like this that I can cut on, just a cutting mat, okay? And I want to let you know that this is great. I mean, this size for me tends to work quite a bit, but there are times, and this will show you how long I've been doing this, there are times you need a really big one, okay? And this is like 12 inches wide and 17 inches long. So I've had this cutting mat as long as I've been scrapping, which is close to 15, 16 years, okay? And it works fantastic. So what will happen is I'll take my cutting mat and I will take this and I will take this and I will take this. All right, so I'll take an X-Acto knife. This is, I don't know which one, X-Acto. This is by X-Acto. I'll take an X-Acto knife. I like this one because, you can, if you're going to crops or something, you can extract it. I'll take like just a little wooden mallet. My husband gave it to me. And I don't know if you guys even remember these things. I like to use this, but you could also use your Crocodile. This is called an anywhere punch. These things are old. I've had these for a bajillion years. You used to buy them, and this head comes off. They come in different sizes, okay, so that you can clean it. And I'm sure they've got to still be around if you don't want to use your, what do you call it? Your Crocodile or something like that. But I tend to like this better only because to me, it's easier to manipulate. It's easier to maneuver around. So what happens is I'll take a look at something like this, okay? And I'll see where really do I want this to go in. And I probably want it right about there, okay? So what I'll do is I'll find a marker of some sort. I'm just going to use a Sharpie, okay? And I will, taking a look at this, I'll put a dot just inside because I don't want to see the marker after, or if you have something to remove the marker from your page protector, great. And I'll put a dot like right there, and I'll put a dot right there. So that's the width of what it is that I need to cut, okay? Then I will take, I'll take this out, and you could, if you wanted, if you're a little nervous about doing something funky to your page, you can take the page out, okay? Then what I'll do is I'll slide this guy in like this, okay? And you see where that dot is? You see where that black dot is on the, let me go this way. Okay, you see that black dot right there that I marked? And what I'll do is I'll take my anywhere punch and I'll just go like this, which makes a little hole, okay? Then, just as if you had the Crocodile, then I'll do the same thing over here, like that. Now, why am I doing that? The reason that I'm doing that is you don't want the page protector to continue to tear. And sometimes it doesn't matter. Like once you put it in, that's it, it's done. Now let me tell you when I make a determination as to whether or not I'm going to use my anywhere punch. On the page, on a situation like this, where it's a tag and it's going to keep coming in and out, I do, because this is going to be handled, okay? So through the years, people are going to be sticking it in, taking it back out, and the page protector will tear. But on a situation like this, where once it's in, and I don't need to worry about it anymore, I really don't have to put the punch on the end. I could just skip that part and just slice it. So once I've done that, once I've made my holes, and for this one, because the book is going to keep coming in and out, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Once I've done that, I'll keep this guy in here, okay, and I will, and I'm going to make sure I'm still in the camera, yes, all right, and I will just take a straight edge. Now, the cool thing about a mat like this is that it has these lines that let me know that I'm cutting it straight because I am horrible at straight lines. Horrible, which is why I need a ruler for practically everything. And then, quite frankly, I just take my X-Acto knife and using a straight edge, I'm going to line it up and I'm going to cut like that. Okay, and let's make sure it's cut. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Okay, and then I can double check, make sure the size fits, which it does. Okay, right? And that's it. So now what happens is when I put this in, look, there you go. It's in. It fits perfect. And since I know that this is the one that's going to be taken in and out, I would make sure that I did use the Anywhere punch. But if it was going to be in there and it wasn't going to be removed anymore, it was just going to be a flip thing, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Okay. Now here's another example of another layout that I did. It was that same Bow Bunny line, and the first page you just saw was actually the more of a beginner class, and this was more of the, oh, you can't even see the layout, sorry. This was the technique class that I had done, okay? But it's the same situation where I have these tags, okay? And they are going to be in and out. They're going to be taken in and taken out of the pocket, okay? So definitely this would be a situation in which I would want to make sure that I used my Anywhere punch so that because the tags are going to be taken in and taken out, I don't want the page protector to continue to tear. It's kind of like a nylon. You know, it's like a run. It just keeps going, okay? So you're going to need to use some sort of punch. Like I said, I use the Anywhere punch, but you could use the Crocodile. I just find it easier to use the Anywhere punch. And it would be the exact same situation that you just saw. Now the difference for me here is that I definitely want these tags. I don't want the tags to be taken out separately. I want the freedom to put them wherever. So that in this instance, it was 3 separate tags. And because I sewed down the middle, I want these tags to be able to be in 3 separate pockets. In this one, I want the freedom for them to kind of move about loosely. So I will only cut 1 slit. I will not cut 3 slits. So again, what I'll do to just kind of repeat is I will take my mat, okay, slide my mat in there, and to be honest with you, on this, I don't even have to really measure, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is I can see through this mat. I can see where the pocket is, the top of the pocket. And so I'm going to take my Anywhere punch. I'm going to make my holes for however wide I want it to be. And I'm going to make it right about here. Bang it there. And I think I'm going to make it all the way, let's say, yeah, I want it right here. Okay, and I'm going to take my X-Acto and my ruler, draw a straight line, I should say cut a straight line to the hole. Okay, pull that away and slide my tags in, just like that. And there you have it. Now what's really great about that, I say that, but what am I caught on? I'm caught on something down there. I'm caught on something. Technical difficulties. Oh, now I know what it is. I actually want this to go over a little bit more. So I'm going to actually make that a little wider because I like that to spread open a little bit. So I'm actually going to take the Anywhere punch again, and I'm going to bring it to about here. Okay. Cut that a little more. Because I really want them to be able to lay, however, in that pocket. Okay. And I like it wide open like that. And then I can lay them back in there. There we go. There we go. And that's how I like them. Okay. So there you have it. Honestly, it's not that difficult. It's not, the greatest fear, as you can tell, is, oh my gosh, I'm cutting something. But really, the biggest thing is if you're going to be using it as a pocket, use the Anywhere punch or something like that so that these things don't keep tearing the page protector as people are pulling them in and out. And then in a situation like this, if you're putting in the thing that's going to open like this, wherever the fold is going to be, that's where you're going to cut. So let me give you a for instance. For instance, let's use this as an example. And I wish I had one that I hadn't already glued down, but unfortunately I looked and I don't have a layout where I can show this. Let's say that I wanted the fold to go this way. Let's take this and rotate it this way. Okay? Wherever the fold is going to be, if these were going to open, say this way on the layout, right? I would put the cut here if it was going to open sideways. The fact that I'm opening at the top where the fold is, I'm going to cut it here. If I had wanted the cut, if I was going to fold it this way, open this guy this way, and the fold was here, I would have cut it here. Okay? And once I had it cut there, then I would put glue or my tape runner on the very, very back of this guy right here. Slide it into the page. In other words, your entire page needs to be in the page protector. Everything else needs to already be in the page protector when you do this part. And then slide that guy in, trying not to get it to touch the paper as much as possible. Once you have it in its position, stick it down. That's it. It's done. So wherever the fold is, that's where you're going to cut. If I wanted this to open this way, like this, and the fold was down here, I would cut here. Okay? I hope that explains it. I do. I know that's a little all over the place. And honestly, I stink at instructional videos, which is why I really don't do them. But I had promised Lynn that I would show how I do how I cut my page protectors. I love doing that. I love cutting the page protector and giving options to still protect the page, but also making it an interactive type of layout. I love interactive layouts, I really do. And it just makes it great because, like on this layout is a great example. When you're looking at this, you're thinking there's really not a lot of pictures here. Initially, you're thinking, oh, well, there's not a lot here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. But in reality, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on the back of each of these, 8, 9, 10. And the truth of the matter is, if I didn't want to journal so much, I would have like how many? 3, 4, 5, 6 more spaces for pictures. So I love to find ways to put a lot of pictures on a page without it looking like I just threw up a whole bunch of pictures all over it. But that's the beauty of when you're cutting your page protectors, you make them interactive, and thus, you know, it looks like you're hiding pictures, but anybody who comes to this layout would very quickly be able to see, oh, look at that, that's kind of cool. You can just kind of pop that open and get, you know, more pictures, and it makes it a little more, I think, enjoyable for the person who's watching, or I should say who's looking at your albums. So that about does it. I hope that helps. Lynn, let me know if this helps, and if not, I'll do another one where I show what I'm talking about there, but I hope I explained it, and I really did look for a layout that I hadn't done that to yet, and unfortunately I had done them all. All right, you guys take care. God bless. Bye.